Today we are here with
Andrea
And Adriana.
Andrew.
Solomon.
Chetsi.
and where are you guys from?
Spain.
From Barcelona.
Yeah.
I am from Uganda, East Africa.
I'm from America.
I'm from India.
What brought you guys here to the Philippines?
Just holidays.
Traveling and holidays.
For how long?
2 weeks.
Okay.
I'm just here in Philippines for 1 week.
And what brought you here to the Philippines?
What brought me here to the Philippines, honestly, just the friendliness of people. Also, the cost of living is very affordable for Westerners compared to other countries. And also, it's very easy to get a visa here, so why not?
And how long are you here for, man?
I'm here only for a few months.
Right.
But what's interesting about here in the Philippines that if you're a foreigner, you can stay here for 1 month. Well, I don't know where you're from, but for Americans, we can stay here for like 30 days.
Yeah.
And then we can renew our visa for another month. And then we can keep on renewing our visa for like 2 or 3 years. And you just have to pay like maybe like $50 every time you renew. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's a neat trick.
It is. Because that is good for like digital nomads, which is myself. So it's good to keep that in mind.
Actually, initially, I came here to do medicine, which my parents wanted. And then I switched to psychology with a lot of struggle. And yeah, I finished kind of like taking a pause because of the pandemic. I had to take a pause. But eventually, I did finish my degree. And now I'm here looking for jobs.
I see. And do you guys find anything surprising about the Philippines? Like any kind of like culture shock?
Yeah, for us it's a little bit shocking the poorness.
Yeah. We didn't expect
certain,
that.
Yeah, in certain areas like Coron, for example, the houses of the people. For us, it was a little bit shocking.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a contrast from where you guys are from Spain, right?
Yeah, there's a contrast.
Is there anything that you found surprising about the Philippines?
At the moment, I have not traveled a lot because I didn't have enough time, but I think there are more interesting things. So I hope next time I come, I'll be able to discover more.
I see. So, did you find anything surprising when you first got here to the Philippines? Since you've been here for like a couple of months already, right?
The first surprising thing about the Philippines, I would say just the busyness. Like during rush hour, like the traffic is very busy. Like literally, like if you want to go somewhere, try not to go during rush hour. They have it in the morning and they have during night. Like literally, you could be stuck in traffic like the same city for like an hour or something. So that's all I'd say.
How about any culture shock that you experienced when you were here in the Philippines?
Well, culture shock is kind of hard for me because I don't really get culture shock too much because I'm a YouTuber myself. So I wouldn't say I got culture shock per se, but something that's interesting about me. Yeah, I would just say like people are so friendly and just like I always see people like doing reconstructing stuff or doing stuff, but it's like anything they have handy, like they'll just build. Like if that makes any sense to.
I see.
Yeah.
So when you first got here, did you find anything surprising? Like any kind of culture shock?
A lot of culture
Really?
shock. Starting with the transportation to like even the table manners, they're so different. I wouldn't say that it's like bad or anything, it's just very different. And like friendships are different here. The way people treat foreigners is so different. Like in India, I'm not even pretty, but everyone tells me I'm pretty here. That was like instant shock. And then I did face some prejudice against Indians in the city I was in before, like in Las Piñas.
Yeah.
But in Manila itself and my new university, people are so nice. People are so nice. I wasn't expecting that. And I would say the other culture shock is like how condos, man. Condos. It's so different because every condo is guarded. Every mall is guarded. Every time they're gonna check your bag. It's not the same in India. Everything is too free. And at first I was like, it's irritating, but now I'm appreciating it so much because there's so much safety. Like no one can get into your apartment without a guard first knowing about it. That's excellent, to be honest. I think that's something that every country should do.
Could you elaborate a little bit on what you found surprising about like the public transportation and maybe the table manners too?
For the public transport, actually, I don't understand how the roads were constructed. Like what links where. In India, we have this concept of shortcut. Like shortcut, like if there's a way around it, you know there's a way through it. Like there's always a shorter way to get someplace. But in the Philippines, there's no shorter way. There's only one way. You only go one way. Like, that is the only way to get to someplace. That really mind boggled me. It felt like an inconvenience
I see.
at first. Unless, you know, you make your peace with it and learn how to go with it. Yeah. So I had to learn that. And table manners is like, in India, you really, it's like, you don't start unless everyone is there together.
Oh.
But in Philippines, you're allowed to do that. Even with friends, even just with friends, like especially. And I found that as a good thing. Because like, I'm hungry, yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, I respect our eating time, our lunch time, but like, I have a class to run to.
Yeah.
Something like that.
I see. How do you think the Philippines changed your view about life or perspective of life?
The Philippines like help us to value the things we have in Spain, like as we said, like the poorness of people in here makes us like value a lot what we have there, and the perspective of these things like enjoy more the time and the people we have, and yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I totally agree with Andrea.
And for today's question, man, how did the Philippines change your perspective or view in life?
Before coming to Philippines, I thought like all Asian countries were a little bit too far, as in compared to the African culture. But when I came to Philippines, I found it different, whereby I'm more relating to my country life, because the mode of transport is similar. Like we use motorbikes, which is the same as here in the Philippines, and the way of life, how people live, is kind of similar. Like it's more, because at the moment I live in China, but China is way too far. But when I came to Philippines, I related more. Like I feel at home, like the food, the mode of transport, and how people are so welcoming. So I think I feel at home here.
Fantastic, man. And for today's question, how did the Philippines change your perspective or view in life?
That people could be happy with less, I would say. I'm not saying Philippines is a poor country. Actually, right now we're in Makati, which is a very nice and rich, luscious area. If you've even seen like around the camera, it's a very beautiful area. But there are a lot of poor people too. But it doesn't matter like how much money you have. It's what matters what's inside of your heart. It's a little bit sentimental, but I think like many people, you can have like 10 pesos or you have 1 million pesos. It doesn't matter how much you have. It's about you as a person and how you feel, like how far your money can get you. So I see that that's something that Philippines has changed me, because I see rich people not so happy, poor people very happy, and it's like it doesn't really matter about your wallet size. It matters about what's inside of your heart.
It's awesome, man. And for today's question, how do you think being in the Philippines changed your view or perspective in life?
I think you need a lot of patience to be in the Philippines. I don't think I had that patience before. Maybe it was because I was young or something, I'm not sure. But definitely in the Philippines, you need a lot of patience while commuting. You need a lot of patience while going through government procedures like NBI. I need to get NBI clearance and medical tests done for applying for student visa and everything. And those processes take a long time, very long time. You have to have a lot of patience to go through all of that. In India, there's always an agent that can do this for you, do that for you. Everything, you pay them a little bit money, it's done. You don't have to worry. But in the Philippines, I had to do everything by myself. And that was a lot. I learned a lot of resilience. I learned a lot of patience. I think that's something that you wouldn't learn if not in the Philippines, maybe.
That's amazing. What's something that you found interesting about the Philippines?
For me, it's that people is a lot more chiller than in Spain. So I like the Hakuna Matata vibes, you know. And for me, it's a little bit like we have to enjoy a little bit more like the time we had.
How about you?
maybe the treat that Filipino people treat
kindness.
us. Yes,
Yeah.
the kindness, and they are like very caring
Easygoing,
for
yeah.
us, and like it's everything okay, and yeah.
So generally speaking, how do you think Spanish people are different from Filipinos?
These things like they are a little bit in Spain. There's
We are
a
very
lot of stress.
stressful,
Yeah, and yeah,
We like the things are like this, and we do all the things like in the.
we live a
correct-
lot for work,
Yeah.
and we didn't enjoy life.
Here,
like,
people is like,
yeah.
if I am hungry, I will stop and eat.
Yeah.
In Spain, it's like, no, you are at work.
Yeah, you have to
can't
work,
do
yeah.
this.
You have like so schedule, you know, the times and the things. It's not like chill and we will see how it's going the day, you know.
So the Philippines is more chill.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you guys tried any kind of Filipino food already?
Yeah, a lot.
Which ones are your favorite?
Pancit.
Pancit, sisig,
Yeah.
and
¿Cómo se
adobo, chicken adobo.
Arroyitos.
Lumpia.
Lumpia.
Lumpia,
It was
we
so
love
good.
that.
And the fruit is so good too.
The pineapple.
Yeah.
Which place have you been to? Which do you think are the best?
Which one?
We love Porparton.
Yeah.
We love there.
Very chill place and so nice people too. Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's our favorite place here.
Yes.
And for the last question, what do you think is the best part about the Philippines?
Best part, the people, probably.
Yeah, very lovely people.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Thank you.
Can you tell us something about your country that Filipinos don't know about? Something interesting.
I think the most interesting thing is like our hospitality. But when I landed here, I think I related it to Filipinos because they are also so good in hospitality.
In your short time here in the Philippines, what do you think was the best part about your trip here in the Philippines?
How people are so welcome, like they are willing to help you in anything without expecting anything from you. So that's really good. We need a world where like we are so welcoming, no matter your ethnicity or how you are, but someone welcomes you and makes you feel at home. Even when you're in a foreign country, you don't feel like you're in a foreign land.
And do you have a message to Filipinos who are currently watching this video?
Stay doing what you're doing, stay being cool, being welcoming. The world is open for you.
Thank you so much for your time, and that was great.
Thank you so much.
What's something interesting about your country that Filipinos don't know about?
That we love food and we're very big people.
Yeah. How about the places that you've been to here in the Philippines? Which ones do you think were the best?
The place I've been to the Philippines, well, for right now, I've only been to like Metro Manila area. So I've been to Quezon City, Cubao, Makati, BGC, Divisoria area, Binondo. So I'd say, for me, I like modern and I like just to see like modern stuff. So I'd say probably BGC and Makati. I know it's a cliche answer. Also, Binondo wasn't bad too because it's like it has the world's oldest Chinatown. That's good to like grab some food. And yeah.
And what do you think was like the biggest difference between like your country, the United States, and the Philippines?
So the biggest difference, that's a tough question. Honestly, I only went to Manila, so I can't really tell too much.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the biggest difference, that you guys are multilingual. A lot of Filipinos I met, like they can speak Tagalog, which is the local language. But also they can speak English. And then also in the Philippines, they're multilingual, which is kind of interesting. Because in America, most people could only speak English and maybe a second language or a third language, maybe like some Spanish or whatever their mother place is like. Yeah, but here in the Philippines, you guys speak like Tagalog and some other languages too. It's pretty interesting to me.
And for people who want to find your channel, well, you want to plug it in?
Oh, sure, why not? It's Traveling Solo Logs. And I love to just travel around, mostly Southeast Asia, but just around the world, and show people different perspectives of life because I feel like it's cool just to see a different point of view of life. Just as I'm talking to you guys from the camera, it's another point of view because everyone has their own story. So if you want to hear my stories, just come to my channel.
Yeah, I'll definitely plug it in, man.
Awesome.
Right. So thank you so much for your time, bro.
Yo, thank you so much for interviewing me.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet you,
Yeah, nice to
and
meet you.
hopefully you have a good time in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Definitely, guys, visit. It's one of a kind country.
Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
What prompted you to choose the Philippines?
It was the fact that I wanted to flunk all my medical entrances, and my family was like, Philippines is a good place where everyone gets to do medical degrees, so you're going to go there. But to be honest, it was kind of like manifestation, because years before I ended up in Philippines, I wrote about an OC, original character, self-insert original character that ends up in the Philippines or starts off in the Philippines. So I low-key feel like I manifested
Right.
coming to Philippines. Yeah, that's how I ended up here.
So how long have you been here already?
Technically, I've been here since 2017.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I had to go back to India and come back here quite a few times because of the change of course and also the pandemic. So yeah, it's like been technically like 6 years on and off in the Philippines.
So can you speak Tagalog already?
Konti lang, pero
Wow.
do not trust me.
Well, at least you know some, yeah.
Mm,
I see. But do you plan to learn in the future?
yes, absolutely.
So do you plan to stay here then, in the Philippines?
I want to get work experience in the Philippines. I want to work in Asian countries mostly, and I think starting off in the Philippines is a great idea because, well, I have experience here, I know people here, and I have a comfort level in the Philippines now after 6 years. So I want to start here, but eventually we'll see where life takes us.
And since you've been here for about 6 to 7 years already, what are some habits that you think you've adopted from the Filipino culture?
Habits.
Yeah.
I think it's mostly language. Like I say char a lot. I say
Oh.
basta is my favorite word now.
Yeah.
Anytime. Kaya ingats all the time. Those are the things I would say. I think greetings to start off with. Next is, I think it's so casual for people to pick up chopsticks and eat with chopsticks in the Philippines. It's so
Oh.
casual. In India, I would be given looks like, oh, so they're showing off. In the Philippines, it's like, oh, you know how to eat with chopsticks. You're at a Korean restaurant. You just eat it with chopsticks, man. So I think I picked up nonchalantly eating with chopsticks. And then walking.
A lot?
You walk everywhere here, and I actually enjoy walking now. Gives you time to think and just be in your body. Presence of mind. Walking is a habit I picked up. Something my parents recently visited when I graduated, and they are not used to walking. They're like, oh my gosh, Chetsi, you do this every day? I'm like, yeah, it doesn't take that long. It's like, it's long. It's tiring. And I'm like, okay.
In India, it's not that walkable. In the place that you're in.
Everything is walkable in India, and there's a tiny small ride you can take to go everywhere that's called a rickshaw. You can pay like 30 pesos, like 30 peso in like Indian rupees is like 50, 70, but 30 pesos, 40 pesos, and you can go from one end of Mumbai to another end of Mumbai, something like that. But in the Philippines, you just walk. It's pretty cool and pretty crazy. Like, yeah.
And what do you think is the best part about being in the Philippines, in your opinion?
Best part, I would say that's my foreigner privilege.
Okay.
First. Second would be how open the queer community is here. Even though obviously it still has some, bumps to finesse and, go through work over, but I think I had so much acceptance in the Philippines that I was able to explore and finally be myself as compared to in India. Unfortunately, it's very sad to say that India is not as open, and being away from India and being in a place where I can see other people dressed, non-binary or dressed just however they want and not be tied to gender identity was so great for me to be comfortable in my own skin and be confident. So I really love that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for
Yeah.
interviewing me.
Thanks.